What's up, everybody? My name's Shane. So today we're going to be diving into an Abzan Eerie Orah deck. That's right, we're combining the madness of Eerie Ultimatum with the awesome powers of Orah, Skyclave, Hierophant. So 4 mana for this 3/3 with lifelink. Whenever Orah, Skyclave, Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Awesome, am I right? For 4 mana, that's so sweet. Eerie Ultimatum is 7 mana, split 3 different ways. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, what kind of fun are we going to be having today? We're going to be having some cleric reanimation or raw action going on, right? So the nice thing with Cleric is as we've moved further and further into Standard and gotten more and more of these new fresh sets, we got more cards like Vito, Thorn of Dusk grows 3 mana for this 1/3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Combine this with the fact that we have a whole lot of creatures like Daxos, Impassioned Orator, and Core Celebrant that allow us to gain life upon creatures entering the battlefield. And now you have sort of a deck that every time a creature enters, or in this case re-enters the battlefield, right, from reanimation, we're just dealing damage just from the creatures hitting the board, right? We don't even have to swing in. So if we do get to swing in and we do get to give them all lifelink, we're dealing even more damage, which honestly turns this deck into an absolute monster, an absolute powerhouse as far as dealing chip damage as well as just big burst. So what ends up happening? You have your Orah down, you have your Vito down, the opponent tries to remove stuff, whether it be your Orah or your Vito or whatever, and then you just end up getting other things back, such as your Daxos, such as your Marauding, such as your Cleric. Now obviously it's not a 1-for-1 trade, but if you are trading your opponent 1-for-1 on creatures, then you're getting things back, and so it's not a 1-for-1 trade, am I right? Anyways, couple all this with the fact that you're dealing normal chip damage, you're slowly swinging in with things like Cleric or with Marauding, right, that has Death Touch. It can also gain you life upon entering the battlefield, not to mention the fact that it mills you cards and sets you up well for the Eerie. Come that big coup de grace, whatever it's called. This is going to deal a lot of damage, right? If you manage to get back a Marauding and a Vito, for every life you gain, for every 1 life you gain, you're going to deal that much damage equally with Vito. And for every time you gain life, that's to say if you gain 1 life 6 times, you will deal 6 damage. Not if you gain 6 life 1 time, you will deal 6 damage. You get the point. Marauding Blight-Priest is also going to deal damage. So you have just this machine gun effect whenever you use Eerie, where people, creatures, whatever you want to call them, come back onto the battlefield, and then it procs, they all gain life because of the Vito and the Marauding. It all deals damage and adds back to the opponent. Not to mention the fact that we also have Sir Conrad the Grim, so whenever creatures enter the graveyard from the battlefield or leave the graveyard, then you're dealing damage. So it's a very chip-filled deck. We also have Mothra, so again, creatures dying on the battlefield, they procs Orah, so you get to bring back creatures of lesser converted mana cost, and thanks to Mothra, they come back, right? The actual card itself will come back with flying, so essentially, your creatures just never, ever really stay dead. This is like the ultimate zombie reanimate, tick your opponent down slowly, but also very quickly kind of deck, right? Anyways, all that being said, we have 2 copies of a undo or inversion in case things do go horrifically south. Nuking everything, not that bad, right? It's really not that bad for you. A couple other suggestions or ideas you could do is Mythos of Snapdax, I believe, makes you and the opponent sacrifice everything except for 1 of each type of thing. So 1 artifact, 1 enchantment, 1 creature, yada yada yada, right? Really good for you because you just select your Mothra or you select your Orah, everything else gets sacrificed, and it comes back because, Orah and Mothra have those abilities. Anyways, it was a super fun deck to play, and I will say it ended up going undefeated, which is always an awesome feat for me to accomplish, whether it be against top tier decks or people just sort of messing around trying to have fun, such as myself, because again, we're here trying to have fun. Anyway, sorry if I seem a little tired in the video. I just got back from a very long, and I do mean like physically long trip, right? I had to do a lot of driving. So I'm a little exhausted and I'm a little scatterbrained right now. Without further ado, hope y'all enjoy the deck. It's a fun, crazy one that ends up being much more efficient than what I had originally anticipated, and I hope y'all find some value within that. Anyways, leave a like down below, comment if you have any questions, comments, concern. As always, subscribe if you're new here and you want more awesome content, you want more daily decks, as that is our main focus here on the channel, bringing spicy fun decks, bringing awesome competitive decks, bringing good budget decks, and bringing a laugh with all three of those, right? Anyways, hit that bell icon, hop over to Twitch, toss a follow, look in the description if you have any questions before asking them, because sometimes your questions sort of get answered from the links or whatever may be down there, right? My voice is cracking out for the night. Thanks, everybody. I'll see y'all in the matches. Anyways, this seems decent, right? We can get the Mire Triton down. Marauding. Sure. Sure. Might actually just go for the Fabled off the Ripperoonie here. Go ahead and grab some white mana, set ourselves up for the Mothra. Core Celebrant, another one. Not bad, not bad. Sir Conrad. There'll be no Sir Conrads played today. No siree. Luminarch Aspirin, alright, that one's alright. I think we do go ahead and enter this down as white. And let's get our Blight-Priest down, shall we? Alright, so no attacks. We'll keep the Triton back to defend. And the opponent's playing Abzan counters. Interesting. I like it a lot. As of right now, Agadeems could only get back Sir Conrad. Alright, let's go ahead and get down Core Celebrant. I guess we could have shocked to play down the Mothra. That's fine. Let's get down the Yondu. And our next turn, we'll get down Mothra, and then we can start chum blocking a little bit. Luminart, that's fun. I think if they swing in here, we actually let it happen. Yes, it would hurt, but wouldn't be the end of the world. So yeah, let it happen. Alright, Scryland. Agadeem's another one, huh? Means we could play the other Agadeems and we'd have enough mana to use an Agadeem's, which would give us a lot of defense. I think that's fine, actually. So this is Mothra, yeah. Let's make sure we're playing the right stuff. So we're down Mothra. Gain life, deal damage, keep stuff back for defense. Of course, we can defend. Stuff will come back thanks to Mothra. Whenever it enters the battlefield, thanks to Core Celebrant, we will gain life. We want to be careful about what we're blocking with here, because of course, if Mire Triton comes back, would be rather bad. Grakma just getting bigger and bigger, huh? Alright, so we actually want that card off the top. So last say we just block with Core Celebrant. Also could have just blocked with Marauding Blight-Priest, so we'd have had more damage to swing back in with, but that's okay. We don't need to pay for that. We'll just throw this guy down. This will deal 2 damage to him. Down to 15, we can swing in. Deal another 4, puts him down to 11. Alright, We block with Marauding. We deal another 2 thanks to the cores, right? Great Hinge. That's not good for us because that does allow them to gain life every turn, right? Grakma just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, huh? We might should actually block that and take that out before it gets too terribly big, huh? All right, let's go ahead and block with the Mire Triton then. This will be good damage to him, right? 3 should be 3 damage. They won't get to draw a card here off the Great Hinge because it's a token. Yep. Now we get a little skinless Grakma. Sounds so disgusting. We need another land here so I can bring that Orah back. Orah and, well, I guess that would be it, huh? Another Grakma. I see now why they wanted us to kill that one so badly. Hey, another land. Happy days, happy days. So, they're going to concede. Alrighty. Rufus Truth Fist. Or Rufus? Truth Fist? Either way, I like the name. We don't necessarily have the mana to get to Daxos, but I still like the hand regardless. I could play the pathway and just hope. I think I'd rather go for the temple and scry. Alright, that's good. That's good, actually. And a Caryatid off the bat for our opponent. Alright, let's get down to Cleric. And we'll play Vito to follow. So they are up to 4 mana. Could be something like a Questing Beast, right? Or Colossal Majesty. Haven't seen this one in a while. I guess it's because Garrick's Uprising is a little beefier version of it, sorta. At least to me, it feels a little beefier. Anyways, we're gonna play down the Vito. Will gain us a life, deal some damage, put a counter on Cleric. Then, of course, we'll swing in with Cleric, deal a little bit more. So altogether, 3 mana, get down to 1/3, deal 4 damage, heal 1 life. That's pretty good mana efficiency, right? Now we do still need another white mana if we want to get down that Daxos. Sentinel Spider, 4/4 with Vigilance and Reach. Ooh. Alright, well, it's not white mana, but we can scry and see Archfiend's Vessel. You know, I don't mind Archfiends because it can be brought back with the Agadeem, so sure. Sure. And we'll just slip the core Celebrant down right here. So we'll gain, deal, heal, all that nice stuff, right? Now we have a 4/4 of our own we can actually block with. I think we send in the 4/4, right? If the Sentinel Spider blocks, they don't get the draw. They don't get the mana. And it doesn't block, so we dealt the damage. Now, of course, I don't mind the Sentinel Spider swinging back at us too much. We don't have... Ooh, Rampaging Brontodon. That one's a little scary. That one can get big. Alright, so no blocks here. We gotta take that. Alright, let's try to gain as much life as possible then, I guess, right? We might be able to just tick them down from our life gain here with the Vito, honestly. We're at 5 mana. Come next turn, we'll be at 6. How much does Vito cost? It only costs 5 for us to proc that. So yeah, I say we just wait. We just kick back. Next turn, we can throw 5 mana in, give lifelink to Cleric, swing in, and that should be game, right? Pretty strong. Pretty strong. We have so many cards in Standard now that deal damage based off life gain that it's a little crazy, right? We have Vito, we have the flying one, and we have the Blight-Priest. But they're all 3 mana. I guess that's the downside to it, right? They're all 3 mana. Rampaging, gonna use Rabid Bite. That's pretty good takeout method there. But we still do have the Vito, which means if we were to untap here, we'll still be all right, right? Sink 5 mana into it. But he won't be alive, so I guess that's a problem, huh? If I play this guy down, we'll gain 2 life from these 2 goons. Gain 3 life off of the Archfiend. Play this, we bring back Cleric. Alright, swing in here. They'll block it because they have to. They won't block it. You're crazy. That's 2 damage. 2 free damage, right? So play this guy down. We'll gain 1, gain 1. Still won't be enough, huh? Maybe I'm the crazy one. And we can't use Agadeems. I could play Agadeems, but I don't think so. Alright, well, they still have to deal 27 damage. I feel like I could have had lethal somewhere there. Maybe Vito dying doesn't matter. You have to have it fight the Vito. No, what? You have to have it fight the Vito. They're like leaving the opportunity on the table for me. Oh, there it goes. Rabid Bite. They got it. They got it. Now we're going to need a land. We got a Mothra. It's not a land. It's not at all what we needed. Alrighty. Well then, ladies and gents. Let's try the swing in. They're going to let it happen. Alright, this sets us up for the Agadeems, in case anybody's wondering. 1 land, that's all we need. 1 land and a dream. I believe in the dream. (4/2) with trample. It just seems like a standard mono green Stompy deck. It's sort of budgety, right? Maybe it's one of the starter decks. I could see that. So they're going to have a 14/14 here, 4/4. 14/14, I'm not worried about. 4/4, I'm not worried about. Let it happen. Let it happen. Hey, we hit the land. We hit the sacred land. That's all we needed, ladies and gents. Alright, so we go Vito, we go Cleric, and we go Archfiends. And that is a GG autopay. Cool beans. Picking up another victory with Eerie Ultimatum. Calivos. Calivos 8. Don't know what happened to the first 7, but that's fine. I'll take you on number 8. We need to go first. I don't love the hand, but this is the first time that we've seen the Eerie Ultimatum, so we're going to keep in the high hopes that we get to play. Pass. They don't have anything to play for 1 mana. That's good. That means no Ruin Crabs, right? Certainly not any friends of mine. We'll go for the speaker. We'll get down the Temple. Swamp. I won't shy away from those lands. I won't. I would like some more white mana though, so we can get to the Mothra and so on and so forth. But that Swamp does give us 3 black mana for the Eerie. Or, you know, 2 black mana, and then we have the green. So we're building. We're building it. Opponent's Azorius. Got to be a little cautious, as they do have flash creatures available, so I don't necessarily want to be swinging in with the speaker. And I think actually I'm not going to be swinging in with the speaker. No creatures there, huh? I just don't trust, you know what I mean? I just don't trust. Teferi's Tutelage could actually end up helping us out here with the Eerie Ultimatum if we can get to the mana to cast it, and it cannot get countered, right? That's sort of the two-for deal here. So Vito and Impassioned Orator, perfectly fine with those two going to the graveyard. Marauding is going to start ticking our opponent down a little bit more on the life. We are up to 4. We only need 3 mana, although they did just mill us of 2, and I gotta say that was 2 that I really wanted, actually. That's alright. White mana? Orah. Orah. Now, they're not necessarily a destruction kind of deck. Orah will still proc the Core Celebrant, which will still deal damage thanks to the Marauding. Put them down to 15, then we can swing in for another 5, 6 damage potentially, right? Opponent's thinking. Alright, all in. We are up to 25 life, which means we almost have enough for the speaker to start proccing. Oh, they're just tapping me out, huh? What is that card? 3 mana instant tap. Those creatures don't untap. 3 mana. Interesting. And they put another Vito of all the things. You're just going to fill up my graveyard with the same cards. And I needed that land too, you bastard. I needed that branched loft, damn it. Alright, so I'll take a land of any kind that'll allow us to get down Sir Conrad. Another white mana will allow us to get down Mothra. No land. Well, that's not a fun game. Alrighty, well, thankfully the Marauding does still proc even when she's tapped, so we're going to deal some damage here. Ra and Core going to get tapped out as well. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Archfiends and another land getting milled. You know, Calavos, if you could quit. If you could quit. We want to keep this one, right? We sacrifice the rest. We can sort of proc or raw. Let's do Impassioned. Let's do Archfiends. Let's do Speaker. I guess I should have done that backwards, right? Passion last. Oh well. So I need some more lands here. Por favor. Please don't mill me of my lands. There they go. Oh boy. Alright, so all in. Bam, bam, bam. And then tap this little buddy here. So that was a pretty good play all in all. We're up to 31. They thought they were destroying our stuff. They ended up really helping us out there, huh? No, you don't understand. It's not good for you. I mean, it's not terrible for you, but it's not really that good for you either. So, we finally did it. We finally got to the mana we were looking for, and, you know, it's a GG. Calavos. GG. Lord 00000. We to go first. This looks like a definite keep. Now we could go for double white here. I think we go black. Maybe go for the Clerics into the Vito. Wait on the Daxos. Daxos is mostly in here for the Eerie, for the extra procs on the Eerie, right? But this is a really good play here. So we'll gain life, and that'll allow the Cleric to still proc, right? Come next turn, we can play Vito, which again will proc Cleric. We'll be able to deal somewhere around like 5-6 damage, which is crazy for turn 2. Right? To have already dealt 7 damage to the opponent. That's around mono red status of damage. 7 damage turn 2. Actually, that's a little bit higher. Unless they go fervent. So I think we do double white it here so we can hit the Daxos when we need it. But again, Vito here, they don't have any mana to use any spells to make the Riddle form come online. And yeah, they're down to 13. Wow. 12, sorry. 8 damage turn 3. I said turn 2, didn't I? 8 damage turn 3. Yeah, mono red can do that. Mono red can do that pretty alright-ish, right? couple Fervents and some Robbers. Brazen is going to allow them to bounce the Vito. They're going to swing in with the Riddle Form. Well, that actually doesn't bother me that much, right? I'll take the extra land off top. That doesn't bother me because playing the Vito was perfectly fine for a turn for me, right? Like, I heal, I deal, I swing in. I heal, I deal again. Opponent's down to 5. Come turn 4, we've dealt 15 damage. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Now, Brazen won't save them here. We also get access to the Orah Sprite Dragon, but they can't swing in. If they have instant or sorcery, they should save it. They're not going to, though. They're just going to go straight for the shock on the Archfiends. I gotta say, that's not very nice. It's not very kind, and they are going to go for the swinging with the Riddle Form. That seems really risky to me, right? For them to just sort of play that. But whatever, to each their own. So we'll play down the Orah. This will be a Cleric to proc the Cleric of Life's Bond, which means we'll deal and heal. Or heal and deal, I guess, rather. Same thing with the Speaker. Go ahead and get it down. We're down to 3. We swing in with Cleric. We do not swing in with Vito. They might have an instant speed to play here, in which case they can bounce up the Riddle Form. That makes sense. Oh, what? They don't bounce the Riddle Form. But they could have, and then they would have been able to keep Sprite Dragon and Riddle Form alive, right? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I think that lost it for him there, though. Tapping out, not exactly what you want to do. That, and we also have a Daxos into, you know, Archfiend, so. Heal and deal, and then, of course, we have the Orah and Speaker and Vito down, so. Yeah, this Eerie deck feels really good. Like, 1, it feels fun to play. 2, you know, even if the early game doesn't go so well for you and you're playing against a mill person and they're filling up your graveyard, you have that Eerie come mid to late game and boom bam, you're right back on top. You're healing a ton, you're dealing a ton. Bone Shock. So what happens whenever you fall from a high place and you land on your legs, your bones get shocked. We're gonna go first. This seems keepable. I would like to see more lands, if I'm being completely honest, but you know, the Archfiends into the Cleric, into the Vito, we've already seen that does a lot of work very quickly. Opponent's playing Garuda deck, which means we probably have ramp here in the beginning. Oh, white mana with Garuda. Well, I'm very, very interested. Alright, the Agadeems is a great sign because that is additional mana, right? So we got 4. We'll basically following the same track for the last game, right? Just dealing solid damage, healing solid bits. They can just play it slow here too, no? Maybe Lotus Cobra to join the party? Tangled Florahedron, okay. So I think I go ahead and throw this down as black mana. Get down the Vito. And swing all in. If they trade out Tangled Florahedron for the Archfiends, that's great. If they trade it out on the Cleric, you know, we're stopping their ramp, essentially. If they don't trade it out at all, then yeah, we're putting them down to 12. So, all's well that ends well. Voice crack. I can't seem to get away from him tonight. I wonder what all they're playing, though, because you can't just play Garuda with white and green. So is it blue or is it black? Is it Abzan or is it Bont? Or is it 4-color? Okay, showing Bont so far. Bont Garuda, interesting. What would you want in Bont for Garuda? Either way, Bone Shock, they saw enough. Anyways, Rio? Man, y'all keep tempting me with these low land hands, and I got no choice but to keep. That's not true. You always have a choice, but we're gonna go for the temple off the bat here. Ooh, okay. Well, this is interesting. We're gonna have an army of speakers and archfiends, and you know, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. Opponent seems to be a Boros Knight equipped deck, and that's spicy. Gotta give a little kudos to them, because that is a spicy one. So we'll get down 2 little 1/1s here. We'll probably take the damage from Venerable here. I'm not opposed to going to 14 if we have the ability to heal up a little bit. Of course, they could just remove our creatures here or put down something that we don't want to swing into. But all of that, you know, in due time. Youthful Knight, yeah, that's a pretty good one. It is a pretty good one. So let's go ahead and get some green mana down, and we'll get Vito. Now, Youthful Knight is going to continue to be able to swing in. We can use Archfiends to block against Venerable. Could double block realistically, get rid of Venerable, but that does boost up the Youthful Knight. So I think we stick to the single block. Stick to the single. I got a boost, a little bufferino, no? Alright, so we're only taking 1 damage. Youthful Knight deals 2, we block 1. Inspiring is not good for us. Not good at all. Let's go ahead and get the Triumph down, that way next turn we can play Sir Conrad. We'll get down our other 2 Clerics here. They're all very tiny. Gotta say, that's not a huge benefit. No attacks. And again, we'll probably just chum away here. Chum, chum, chum away. Pacifism makes it where Vito can't block. It's a little bad for us. Could double block with the speakers into the Inspiring. Don't know that I want to do that. I think I take 4 here. We go down to 9. Get down Sir Conrad on the next turn. Yeah, at least Pacifism leaves his ability alone, right? So they got a little bufferino here. They do. They got a Rimrock. Alright, but it's not for lethal, so we're still alright. Heal and deal. Heal and deal. Oh, we got a Mothra. Ladies and gents, we got a Mothra. Well, that's even better, right? That is even better. So they swung all out. We'll gain 2, deal 4. It's pretty good, honestly. For 2 little 1/1s dealing 4 damage, that's not too shabby. Awesome, they're just playing right into it. Yes. I guess I could have blocked with both the speakers, so both of them could come back and started really gaining us some life. That's alright. Let's get the Sir Conrad down, because obviously it works beautifully with the Mothra. We can start swinging in with the Mothra and the flying speaker, of course. Taking them down a little bit at a time, healing up. Fireborn Knight having double strike is a little troublesome, but that's alright. Aside from that, they just got a lot of creatures on the board. We don't mind that so much. Alright, so we got a block here. Got a block here. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's going to be 6 damage. I think we should block here to there. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Could have blocked Sir Conrad on the Fireborn as well. Sir Conrad would have actually come back. It's alright. We're able to deal some here. Bring you right back. Rio, they've actually seen enough. They realize that we're probably going to be able to take them out come next turn. Actually, we would, right? Because we can still activate Vito's passive and then give lifelink to everything, deal and heal. So yeah, undefeated with with the Eerie Orah as well, and that was a